Welcome once again. This is NTV at 1. We do start off with government that has pledged to improve tourism roads in Kigezi sub-region to ease access to tourist attractions within the region. Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Henry Musasizi, says President Yoweri Museveni has tasked the ministry to find funds for improving roads serving the region's tourism sites. He made the remarks during the ordination of priests and seminarians in Kabale.
Kabale Diocese yesterday marked 60 years since its establishment, with 13 priests and 10 seminarians ordained during celebrations attended by a number of people. Among those who attended the celebrations were Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Henry Musasizi, and Minister of Health, Dr. Chris Baryomonsi, who represented President Yoweri Museveni. Speaking on behalf of the President, Baryomonsi applauded the Catholic Church for its contribution to transforming people's lives and promoting development in the country.
The Catholic Church has done a great work of transforming people's lives through construction of schools, hospitals, and other community services in Uganda. We appreciate the zeal, unwavering dedication, and focus to the humanitarian cause of transforming communities physically and spiritually.
Government has pledged to prioritize the improvement of tourism roads in the Kigezi sub-region to boost connectivity and provide easier access to key tourist destinations. This comes at a time when stakeholders in Kigezi have repeatedly raised concerns about poor road infrastructure, which continues to hamper tourism despite the region's attractions, including Lake Bunyonyi, the deepest lake in the country, and Bwindi and Mugahinga gorilla tracking destinations.
President Yoweri Museveni atushabire ka Minister of Finance ngudu kehoburyo turongesende enkuto za tourism omudishwe kandi Kigezi zabasapota.
Minister Musasizi says work has already started on some of the roads, while government is looking for alternative contractors for projects where previous contractors have failed to fulfill their obligations. Meanwhile, in Hoima, 6 priests and 13 deacons were ordained. The Archbishop of Mbarara Diocese, Lambert Binomudsha, urged the newly ordained priests and deacons to serve the church and communities with commitment.
Mube bahereza ba Yesu Kristo ayayemerira hagati y'abegesugwa be nkarukubahereza nakorora kimu n'umutima gwe gwona n'engonzi zona.
The Bishop of Namirembe Diocese, the Right Reverend Moses Banja, has condemned parents who neglect their financial responsibilities in government-aided schools, accusing some of unfairly targeting teachers over school feeding fees. Speaking during a confirmation ceremony at Buloba Church of Uganda Primary School, Bishop Banja described it as shameless for parents to report educators to authorities over requests for contribution towards feeding learners, urging parents to take greater responsibility for the welfare of their children.
You find children suffering, they don't eat, parents don't take care of them, parents always report their head teachers for asking them to give some monies to feed their children. They take their head teachers to police. They report them to RDCs or those in authority, because the head teachers are feeding their children and asking the little monies to help them feed so that they can be strong and be able to sit for the whole day strong physically and academically. Many times we say these children of the government, and I always ask myself, when that time came to bring this child into this world, did you sit with the government and plan together that child comes? Or you start with your spouse? So the government actually helps us. They aid us. They give us what they can, which is not enough.
We have confirmed 115 confirmants at this great school, Bulova Church of Uganda Day and Boarding Primary School. This time, we are visiting these parents with these children to go home for their holiday, and the parents are going to destroy them in their faith. I'm urging parents to continue following the Anglican faith. Take children to go and pray, praying with them, helping them to understand, asking them to ask for forgiveness in case they do something wrong. This is one of the pillars which will help them to be strong in this world. We need also to reduce the issue of exposing our learners to these gadgets like mobile phones, television, because they are getting a lot of things which are disorganizing their brain, which are disorganizing their moral.
Now, parents are also being encouraged to make greater use of indigenous languages at home amid concerns that children are increasingly losing touch with their cultural roots. The call was made during a Cultural Day event in Chikaya, where learners from different Ugandan communities and international backgrounds showcased aspects of their heritage through traditional dress codes, food, and music. The emphasis was on the role of language in helping young people understand, appreciate, and preserve their cultural identity.
Really happy to participate in this Culture Day. It has taught me a lot. I actually didn't know how to wear a gomesi, but then today I've learned. I even knelt down before everyone and I've greeted them like in a proper way of how Bagandas greet. I'm really so happy that I've done it today and I've learned it. We as young people, we should actually preserve our culture because we get to respect our elders, and that discipline that is put in you takes you far and brings you more opportunities since you're disciplined and respect your elders. So I would actually advise or urge every young person who is there to respect and preserve the culture.
The reason why we had to organize this is because learners need to learn their history. Any child who does not understand their history does not progress. That's why the English have it that anyone who is not proud of his color is not fit to live. If you don't know your values, your knowns of a culture and your language, it is very hard to translate even in English and other languages. So the first language is your mother tongue. Hence, I encourage you to preserve the cultures of our children back home. Let them speak their mother tongue. And then at school, we teach them these other languages because we base on the known or the first language to teach other languages. If a child doesn't know the mother tongue, it becomes hard to learn other languages. And then too, the culture. One should have a sense of belonging. You know how you dress, how you speak, how you greet people, because culture is getting eroded away. That's why we have a lot of immorals. If you are to have discipline and discipline promotion, it must start from home to school, and then we broaden it. So the importance of such is to make sure that our morals are upheld. Otherwise, today we are seeing culture as being eroded away because people are mixed up and confused. So the purpose is to make sure we hold out our values.
4 swimmers are set to represent Uganda at this year's edition of the Association of National Olympic Committees of Africa that start tomorrow in Nairobi, Kenya. The 4 swimmers include John Kawesa, Arthur Mwase, Tyra Muganzi, and Rahma Nakasule. The 5-day event brings together about 300 young athletes from 11 nations to compete in athletics, swimming, basketball, among other sport disciplines.
teammates that I'm going to Anoka with are Arthur Mase, Rahma, and Tyra. And they're all really good swimmers. They're fast. While we're at Anoka, I expect the team to perform well, also know best, and to be proud with their performances.
All the swimmers are doing good. The training is going on well. They have been doing survey competition, and I could see they have improved on their times from even the nationals, which were held recently. The preparation for the athlete is very good, and we expect some come back with some good hardwares from the Anoka Games.
Organizers of the annual Muslim Run are seeking to raise 250 million shillings towards the construction of an administration block at Shukran Baby's Home in Luweero District. The 6th edition of the run is scheduled for September 20th at the Cricket Oval in Lugogo, with proceeds expected to support the expansion of facilities for vulnerable and abandoned children at the home. The fundraising target will cover the foundation, structure and finishing works of the administration block.
The annual Muslim Run 2026, we are targeting to fundraise 250 million, and that money is going to cover the construction of our administration block. And the block is going to have the offices, the staff room, the sick bay, the laundry, the kids' play area, and other things that are needed to see that that Shukran Baby's Home operates smoothly. 2025, we focused on roofing the dormitories with support from our sponsors, the partners, the participants, and the well-wishers. Alhamdulillah, it was a success. The 250 million that we are looking to collect will cater for the foundation, the structure, the roofing, and the finishing.
So the purpose of this run is for all of us to join hands for this noble cause, to contribute. And this is going to be through buying kits, which are going for 30,000. And when they are getting these kits, they don't look at their beliefs. A Catholic, a Muslim, any religion, a child is picked. So when it comes to the movement, it is our responsibility to tell you as well that the contributions are not limited to the Muslim religion. It is only headed by the Muslims. I hope we are clear when it comes to that.
You're still watching NTV at 1. Now, the Uganda Youth Football Association chairperson, Robert Chiwanuka, has pledged continued development of youth football from the grassroots and development of academics by involving the different stakeholders in his new tenure after being re-elected to power. This was during the Uganda Youth Football Association annual general meeting held yesterday at Fufa Hotel in Chisasi.
In our technical master plan, you can see that mass football covers properly the UIF. We are setting up academy leagues to cover the players in the UIF and also the junior leagues. So as a federation, we want to create a pathway for these players from where they come from the academies and going to up to the national levels. That's why we are here encouraging these delegates to go back and tell the academies to register with the federation so that they are in line with our statutes of the federation.
Today I've been given a new mandate to be the chairperson and be the leader for youth football in this country and coordinate all academies around this country. So our assembly has confirmed that we have a new executive, and the executive's mandate today is to realign programs for youth football and make sure we create a strategic direction for the robust mass football coordination, mass football activities, and also to make sure we create academy pathway and a database for all academies around the country. So this has given us a great opportunity for us to rejuvenate youth football development and to partner with all youth stakeholders to make sure we give an opportunity for the young talent around this country to be scouted. You saw the G4 scouts, and the FUFA Technical Master Plan aligns those pillars properly, from mass football to elite football and then to competition levels and professional football.
Now, a sharp decline in female enrollment across Karamoja has prompted a major intervention to restore dignity and keep girls in school. At Kanu Primary School in Abim district, the numbers tell the story. While 88 girls enrolled in Primary 1, only 36 reached Primary 7. More than 50 dropped out, largely due to inadequate sanitation and menstrual hygiene facilities. Now, to reverse this trend, Absa Bank Uganda and World Vision have commissioned modern wash and changing facilities at Kanu Primary School, funded through proceeds from the Kampala 7 Hills Run.
In May, thousands of Ugandans joined the Kampala 7 Hills Run to support improved water, sanitation and hygiene facilities in schools across Abim district. The newly commissioned facilities represent a lifeline for adolescent girls who have long faced difficult choices every month due to lack of basic sanitation.
We have been working in ensuring we have water in schools and also having facilities where girls can be able to change. And right here today, we were able to launch a facility, and inside the facility we have a resting room for the girls, because when they are in their menses, they experience pain and sometimes they would want to rest. So we have beds where they can be able to rest inside. We have showers, modern showers, where they can be able to shower and be clean so that they're able to continue with their school. And we are trying to restore dignity for the girls. Not only are we doing it here, because the other thing to do with the menstrual health hygiene is to ensure that they have the sanitary pads. And we have been training the girls alongside the boys to ensure that they have reusable sanitary pads to be able to have a sustainable project.
While the new facilities offer immediate relief and are expected to boost retention rates, school leaders stress that more infrastructure, including expanded dormitories to ease overcrowding, remains urgently needed.
So the girls were really having problems, more so from the homes girls who are coming from, let me say, poor family. They tend to stay back home simply because they are lacking pads to change, and they fear to come to school just because the boys would laugh at them. And they felt shy and stay back home, leading to school dropouts.
One of the statistics I found out today, strangely, is that in the primary 1 class, there are 88 girls. In the P7 class, there are 36 girls. Why did those 40-something girls drop off? Or 52 girls drop off over the 7 years. One of the reasons has been the facilities, or the lack of facilities, lack of water, lack of dignity, washing, changing facilities. Those are some of the things that impact girls' attendance in school. So we are proud to be able to partner and make that change happen.
Over 500 million shillings were raised during the 2026 ABSA Kampala 7 Hills Run. According to ABSA Uganda, the partnership with World Vision has already impacted more than 21,000 girls nationwide by addressing the root causes of absenteeism. Rachel Nabisubi.
We now take a break, but NTV at 1 returns with more stories. To stay with us.
Entrance there and their exit there. This is it.
So where is the building?
Fast, stress-free construction. Get your factory-made buildings in 12 weeks with SafBuild. Order yours now. SafBuild, a quality building solution from Uganda Bati.
Mulabi waffe omulungi weebale nnyo olw'obuwagizi bw'otulaze ono ku pulogulaamu yaffe eyamwasuze mutya okuviira ddala ku bbalaza paka ku Lwokutaano. Weebale kutambula naffe mu lugendo nga tukyusa obulamu bw'abantu nga tuyita mu gyenvudde w'abantu, ebyobulamu, ebyenfuna, ebyokubudaabuda, ebyamaka ko ne ba personalities ab'enjawulo. Okusobola okubaweereza obulungi tugenda kuba tubatuusaako pulogulaamu yaffe eyamwasuze mutya okuviira ddala ku bbalaza paka ku Lwokutaano okuva ssaawa 3 paka ssaawa 4 ezo ku makya. Neegattaako nze Stella Nante tusanyukire wamu ng'ate bwe tuyiga mbalinze.
Welcome back. Let's now take a look at what is making headlines on the international scene. Honduras has received some 365 Mexican deportees from the United States, and 31 more were expected to land in San Pedro Sula on Saturday as part of the Donald Trump administration's policies to deter migration, which are opposed by the Mexican government. The Honduran National Institute of Migration said a plane carrying Mexican nationals landed on Thursday and another was expected on Saturday, with 339 nationals returned and 27 more expected to depart back home on Sunday. The U.S. has moved thousands of Mexican migrants to Central American countries, including Guatemala, as the Mexican Foreign Ministry said it was working to repatriate its citizens back home, opposing the U.S. practice. Under international accords, deportees are usually sent directly to their country of citizenship. Migrants may be sent to third countries if their home country rejects them or if the conditions are unsafe. But under Trump's migration crackdown, more migrants are being deported to third countries, sometimes under bilateral agreements. Mexico has usually accepted U.S. deportees directly. Immigration experts said routing Mexicans through Guatemala or other countries may be intended to make illegal re-entry to U.S. more difficult by moving them further from the U.S.-Mexico border. Elsewhere, peace can only be secured through strength, and even an inch of territory cannot be sacrificed. Taiwan President Lai Ching-te said on Sunday, August 23rd, visiting a sensitive frontline island to make a key battle with Chinese forces almost 7 decades ago. Taiwan has controlled the Kinmen and Matsu Islands, which lay just off the Chinese coast since the defeated Republic of China government fled to Taipei in 1949 after losing a civil war with Mao Zedong's communists. No peace treaty has ever been signed. In heavy rain, Lai laid a wreath and bowed his head in respect at a memorial park for the 60th anniversary of the 1958 clash with Chinese forces known as the start of the Second Taiwan Strait crisis. Addressing veterans at a launch afterwards, Lai said he had come to express gratitude to those who stood united and fought a bloody battle to repel communist totalitarian aggression. And finally, Iran on Saturday denounced U.S. plans to announce new sanctions that could put further strain on the Islamic Republic's economy and have an impact on its most important trading partners, including China. After nearly 6 months of war since the U.S. and Israel launched airstrikes against Iran on February 28th, the sides are not firing at each other but also showing no sign of pursuing peace talks. Oil shipments are at a virtuous standstill in the Strait of Hormuz, with Tehran threatening to strike any unauthorized oil tankers that try to transit the vital waterway, and Iran's economy is already under immense pressure from sanctions. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is due to hold a press conference on Monday after threatening the toughest sanctions in history on Iran. Bessent has also urged cooperation with Washington by China, which buys more than 80% of Iran's shipped oil, according to 2025 data from analytics firm Kepler. Beijing has urged diplomacy. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson Ismail Baghei said on Saturday the imminent U.S. announcement of new economic sanctions was an assertion of extraterritorial sovereignty over every independent member state of the United Nations. And that does it for NTV at 1 this Sunday afternoon. Thank you for watching. I'm Mildred Bedun, and I'll see you later at 9 on NTV Weekend Edition. For now, do stick around for more programming.